Hi, this is IK. Welcome to video about CRUD. Create, read, update and delete. At first, I'm going to clone React application. Terminal, new terminal, cd. This is folder where I saved my React application, and now here I saved a clone application. Here it is. It is a DOS order for create folder 502. Now open that folder 502. Excellent. And now a clone git clone. Address of this application you have in description below video. Code, this is copy, get back clone, there it is, enter. Now I must call cd 467. Here it is, and in this folder, this is application, clone application, we must install npm. It is enough first letters I from install, npm, pardon, npm. Here it is, npm start. Here it is. Here is the title of post. It is home page. Admin. Admin is create. Post 1. Here I can copy something, submit, and here we are. Post 1, admin, post 2, submit, post 2. It is descending. Last post is up, is top. And look at it is home. Admin, it is create. I can delete. Post 2, delete. Post 1, delete. Okay. I can update. Look at. Do it yourself. Okay. And here I can change it with only 2 paragraphs and update. Here is do it yourself, only only 1 paragraph. Okay, update. Only this update, and here it is. It is update. Home. do it yourself. Look at only do it yourself. Do it yourself. It is slow because we are the data, all data is on the mock server, and it is only for learning remote server, and because of that it is very slow connection, very slow responses from that server. But here is learning in question, in topic. If this video is the first video in your life about React, and you must have NPM, you must have Node.js on your computer, and Git. Node.js you find in Ask Google, and download and install in your computer before create clone, and also find by Google Git and download and install Git in your computer. After that work all what I show you in this video. Address of a Git application will be below this video. And now I decided learn you like this after cloning finished application, because the most students, most learners, all of us give up because of coding, because of a lot of errors what we create, type errors, all possible errors, and we frustrate, don't work. Now you have application what work, and we can at first see how it work, and what it is, what is CRUD, what is create, read, update, and delete. We see that, and now I can describe, I can explain code. Here it is. I must open folder. I have opened 467. It is folder inside folder 502, and now we have that, our code. I start from, I must explain 4 operation. I start with read component and read components, read.js. Read component is parent component to other, update, delete, add, create component. Read components is parent. Why? Because admin, in read components we see all posts in table, one row, one post, and in that row we have a button for update and button for delete. Form for creation is up, and we can create by that, and we spoke about code. and button submit. It is code of form for creating, but for update and delete and reading is that we see that in table, in form of table. Form of table is the best because it is one post, one row, and in every row we have a button update and delete. When we click on delete, when we click on update, we have a ID. We create state ID. We have an ID, and with that ID we know script our code know what to do with that post, concretely post, because every row now, if click update, will be update ID will be 6. Here update ID will be 7. And because of that is read file, read component is the best, because we have all posts in a row, one post, one row, and in that row we have button update delete, and because it is in that row, we'll have that concretely post ID of that post. Okay, now we get in the script read. Read is parent component. There is import what must have, and we have here declare 3 state posts, show edit form, and update ID. But at first, for read, we need posts. It is one row declaration, and we have 2 variable, post and set post. First is state, second is set state, and set name of it is usually, for to be clear, post here is state, and set post means it is function. What would be set? What would be mutate? By what we mutate posts? We mutate state by immutable way. Equal use state. Use state is hook, it is function. Here it is use state coming from React. That hook, like other hook, is created for us, built in React, that we can mutate by immutable way state, that we don't need use class component. We can do that in function component, and this is function component. Function component read. And now for us is important post. I explain a read component, read functionality. Use effect is again hook, what we import from React. Use effect is hook. What would be calling every function must be called. Somebody must call that function, and component and React during rendering component, there is a built-in event that we call that event would happen automatically, and that event call function use effect. Some of that event is rendering of component is finished. That event finished, rendering of component finished, call, if we coding that here, use effect function. Use effect function would be called from when rendering of component would be finished, and that event call use effect. And what we use effect for parameter, there is arrow function. Arrow function, there is no parameter here, empty. And in body, what we write in the body, it will be happened in moment when component finished mounting, finished rendering. What will be happening here in read component? We use Axios is library, what you must install, and .get is here is a method of Axios. Get is a function. What there is here in parameter, there is a endpoint. We call this endpoint. It is a hypertext transfer protocol. Hypertext transfer protocol, and that method in hypertext transfer protocol must have a remote address of project what we contact. Here is this is hypertext type protocol. It is web address of my project post1 in mock server, and this is address remote mock server and my project what I create project what I named post1. And after that, in this row, get contact this, if connection is good. Here we have contact, and method get spoke with the server with that address and ask ask array, complete array with all members in that post1 project. Complete array, it means ask, want to get all post, all array. And after that, we have Axios, we have a 10 method. It is callback function. We callback function 10. After that communication get, that first row finished. After that, we have a 10 callback function 10, and that 10 function have a parameter arrow function, and parameter of that arrow function is always response. Here is a short response. Response is part of hypertext transfer protocol. Hypertext transfer protocol. It means that in that protocol, first we have a request. Here we have get, it is request, what means get all array and all members in array get. 10 method have a response of that server. Server must respond. Always we have always after request we have a response, and in that response we will know what happened. If all is okay, we in response will get data. Response.data, it means response is response.data. In that data it is properties of object response. There is properties data, there is object data. In that data will be complete array if all is okay. And in curly brackets in that body, again, true in response, we have in response, we have, it is parameter. In that response, there is a properties data inside. And in that properties data is all posts, complete array. What we get in this row. This address we call that endpoint. Get response, request response, and in response in callback function 10 it is promise object where promise to give us data or error, or if there is some error, we will know in a log, console log, we will see what was error if there is no data, and give us data or give us what is error, logging what is error. About that I will in next video and a lot of times spoke and explain in the future, because this operation always coming always is asynchron. Here is I don't use asynchron because it is first time that we better learn this first part without asynchron, and after that I will code here asynchron. I will add what we need for asynchron hypertext transfer protocol between our client and our server, client and server. And now in body we have response.data, we have array if all is okay, and we immediately here inside curly brackets, inside body of 10 function, we declare posts, and that posts plural is array with all of our posts. And we can we cannot mutate in our client application where we are now. We cannot mutate without immutable way. Mutate must be immutable way, and immutable way is possible here by set post, by function set post. It is set post. Here it is. And we declare here post but we create them, mutate them in this row. What was before now is set post. It is set post is the newest possible posts without on before. It is also initial posts because we just open our application and we will see what it is on the server, what post is on the server, and here is set that post what declare here data what coming. Now it is array of post. Name of array is post. I said about error. If would be some error, we will not have posts, but we will have writing in console log what is. And look at now use effect. There is an arrow function for parameter, and that arrow function there is two not arrow function, but click here in this use effect. There is a two parameter. One of parameter is finished here. It is comma after first parameter, and that parameter is arrow function. This arrow function. About I spoke, just spoke. And the second parameter is empty array. It means that use effect will happen, don't depend about some state. For example, if I write here posts, it will depend about posts. It means that use effect will happen anytime when posts change. When it is empty, if post change, must not be changed use effect. About this I will spoke and experiment in a separate video, but here is important that some explanation must be here. Two parameters, and second parameter is empty array. Because there is a job here, component will be re-rendering every time when state on that component changes. Post is state, here post is a state in read component, and every changes of posts would activate rendering of component. But and how when I write here posts said that use effect is depend about posts, when without that use effect is depend about posts, because every rendering of component means event finished mounting, finished rendering, and that finished rendering activate call use effect, and use effect would create all of this, but here is changes in post is possible only here. It means that this set post this will happen only inside use effect, only when finished rendering. It means that rendering of read from something other, rendering of read, rendering of read is happen only first time, and not rendering after some other possibilities of mutate post. If some other possibility of state, changes of state, will not be rendering of read. Read is only rendering one use effect, and we have it is important because that we can have new version of posts of array only if rendering this read component, and this read component rendering when we first call application, like now. And after that, we have not automatically refreshing post. We must manually click or refresh application that we want new data from the server. If we don't need new data from the server, we will not know does somebody add a new post on the server. Here it is manually. It can be automatically also, like in chat, in social media, etc. But if we don't need that, we must manually refresh our application. It means that opening this application, we will get posts, set posts, and we have state posts, plural. We have state that array of posts for all other needed, for all other also component in our application. And we work with our application offline, because we don't need refreshing from if we don't need refreshing from server. But here, take care, I create separate where I need contact with server, I create contact with server. I have not one contact with server, but in any time. But for example, when I create a new ad, I must have also contact with server, because it is adding new post to server. But let's go to to talk about read.js and read functionality. A constant about reads. Here it is read, and we have now posts. We have posts. Here is post existing, and we now show that post. It is return section and in table. Create in table. It is a table is from semantic GUI React. It is also must be installed. Button table is from semantic UI React. And in table, it is user interface, what I used here. And table, there is a header, ID, heading, blog post, and in body we have a map. Every post go to cell. Every post, one row. It is one cell, 2, 3, and finished cell. It is blog post, ID, heading, blog post. And now is interesting about button update, and this is about button delete and finished table cell and finished row. About button later. Now we spoke about read, and there is we don't need button for reading. Reading is only to see data, to see post in table. And here it is. Look at we post. We have from posts. We have state posts. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Posts. Here it is. We have post, and reader use that array. Use that array here in body of table to from that post to take method map. Always we use method map for taking list, creating list of post, list of something. And here is a list of post. Post, there is ID, post heading, post blog post. It is in curly brackets. It is all happening in parent read.js parent component. About this, I will spoke when would be talk about update and delete, and table row finished, table body finished, and the table finished. It is a process of read. For read, all happening here. The most important is this use effect, and here is reading. We need that contact with server and method get with server, and if all is okay, we have posts with set posts, and that we in return we create user interface. In this situation, it is stable. Here it is. Here it is ID, heading, blog post. It is columns of table, and every row of table is one post. I will finish this video now, and in the next video I spoke about, I will talk about update, create and delete. It was video about read. Thank you for watching this video.